Let's talk about the Wisconsin State Supreme Court. Supreme Courts are supposed to be this otherworldly body that is above partisanship and they're unbiased, but they're not. They're humans. Judges can't be unbiased. It's impossible. We're humans. We all have our ideologies, our philosophies, our values, our views, beliefs, whatever it may be. In Wisconsin, we elect our Supreme Court justices. They are elected to 10-year terms. Right now in Wisconsin, we are looking at every year for the next 6 years, starting this year, April 1st, 2025, at a Supreme Court election every year. In 2023, the Chief Justice retired. She was a conservative, and in the spring of 2023, it was Anna Protasiewicz versus Dan Kelly. As you can see here, she won. That flipped the majority from a conservative majority to a liberal majority. So that means there are 4 liberals, 3 conservatives. And not that they're uniparty and believe in the same exact thing. They'll vote differently, and you'll see that mostly with Brian Hagedorn, who famously got attacked from the right. Now, he is a conservative, but he voted against trying to overturn the 2020 election. Anyways, before that, Wisconsin had one of the most gerrymandered legislative maps in the nation. And I talked about that in my last video. There's some facts about that. Despite Democrats winning, this was in 2023, Democrats won 14 of the last 17 statewide elections, but the legislature was still the majority Republican. Also, Wisconsin was 47th out of 50 in ease of voting, and it was the second hardest state to register to vote. Now, this is all important because when talking about these legislative maps, with Tony Evers suing in the liberal Supreme Court majority, siding in his favor, these are the new maps. Before this, 2022, here are some examples of what they looked like. This is some of the research that I was doing before in Evers' lawsuit, which I skimmed through and took screenshots of. That's where this is from. These are Evers' proposed maps, and that is the map. That's the current map. In 2022, this is what Wisconsin looked like. Look at this. Look at Oshkosh. This was called, these are 2 different districts here, and that and out here. So that was the maps, and that is done to pack because Democratic voters are usually within urban areas or city areas, and you pack all the Democrats in there, then you crack out the suburbs. So you see up in Appleton, like look at this, you have the whole city of Appleton meticulously drawn around, not contiguous, as in the borders don't overreach, they're within one like this. So that's what the maps were like. That's how our state was carved up. You see it again here in Eau Claire. That's what it looked like. 2022. Your neighbor could have been in another district, even though you were in the same neighborhood. Horrific work. Now here's what they look like. More even. Votes are more evenly distributed. And Evers made this case of not only it being geographical, but pairing Neenah and Menasha made economic sense because they had big paper-making industries. Here we have Janesville. That's what it looked like before. So the Supreme Court, the reason I show this is the new Supreme Court, the liberal majority Supreme Court, overturned these maps, and with Evers' work, put in these maps. I bring this up because on April 1st, a liberal Supreme Court Justice, Ann Walsh Bradley, is retiring. So if conservatives win, they could flip it. They could hear a lawsuit, just like the liberals did, and overturn the maps and bring back these maps on April 1st. So if it is flipped, we will have these maps back in the state, and we could get a disproportionately conservative state legislature, and that would not be representative of the state of Wisconsin, because Wisconsin is a swing state. Like, it's a purple state. It's not a 2/3 Republican state, and it's only 2/3 Republican when you have maps like this. It's okay to be a Republican, but it's not okay to rig, and this is not rigged. So if it was, the Democrats would have supermajority right now, but they don't, because these fair maps were made. Here was Madison. Look at that. And this is Madison now. So this is important. You need to vote on April 1st because we could be getting maps like this back, and they will come back. If it flips, these are coming back. I'm guaranteeing that right now. These maps right here will come back if it is flipped, because that's what happened in North Carolina. North Carolina was gerrymandered, and then Supreme Court election came around. They were able to un-gerrymander the maps. Then they lost the next one. They went right back. So this will happen. If people do not show up April 1st, say, hey, I want fair maps. Republican, Democratic, doesn't matter. You should want fair maps. So that is what's going on with the Supreme Court election. And just to show you, I do have some information here, which is just on Wikipedia. amazing research. But you see 2014, get that difference. And now it's 45-54. So like still a majority, even with the new maps that aren't twisting and turning and have districts within districts. Then the Senate, look at that. They were able to gerrymander their way on those maps to this kind of a majority. That's sick. There is not that many more Republicans in this state. Now it is a little closer. And like I said, that not every state senator was up for election in 2024. So in 2026, the other half of the state senate will be up for election, and that could turn. April 1st, not a whole lot of people go out and vote. You already went and voted in November 24. There's a primary a week from today that just has candidates for the state superintendent. Come April, it's coming up fast. April 1st, this is not an April Fool's. This is what our state will go back to looking like. What it could go back to looking like. Or it could keep like this, where it's contiguous, smooth, makes sense, it's fair, it's not hyper partisan. That is what's coming up. Gotta be sure to go out and vote April 1st. Look into the candidates, know your ballot. 2 candidates for this election are Susan Crawford and Brad Schimmel. It says nonpartisan, that's a bunch of BS, okay? Telling you right now, it's conservative and it's a liberal, okay? So conservative means this. Liberal means getting ballot drop boxes back, maybe, to make it easier to vote, because we're ranked 47 out of 50 for ease of voting. So know what's going on. It says it's nonpartisan, but the state parties endorse, like you see the state Democratic Party endorsed Crawford, and Schimmel is the former Republican Attorney General. Like, they have ideologies, they have views, they have party backing. They won't tell you how they're gonna rule, but, I mean, come on. Can figure it out pretty easily, because they're not some deities that are above us mere mortals. No, they're just people who are super nerds. So with that, vote April 1st, 2025. Figure out how to vote. Go to myvote.wi.gov right here. This website. This is where you can find out what's on your ballot, where you vote, how to register to vote. You can track your ballot, even do absentee voting. This is the chance to continue to fight against blatant partisan discrimination, a weaponization of district maps. This is not weaponized. That's not weapon. This, I want a defense for this. Like, how do you square this circle? Like, what is this? Do we want to go back to that? Vote April 1st, 2025. Mark your calendar. This is no April Fool. This could happen. We could keep it the same. Keep trugging along. Thanks.